All right, it is Mama Chat with Just So Trish. It feels more like the Hot Mess Express. I feel like any more that could be just the Hot Mess Express when it comes down to getting ready for Mama Chat. So I've been busy, being a good homeschool mom. I got my scissors, I have my glue stick, a stack of note cards, and I'm working on some just good stuff. Good stuff for the kids. Hey Trish, you made it. I still haven't scanned the thing I told you I was going to scan an email to you. So I haven't done that yet, but it is in the plan to do that. I just haven't done it yet. But I hope you did get the picture I sent you. Okay, little housekeeping. So as always, I'm in the midst of some readjustments, always trying to find those readjustments. I've definitely had a few just like, oh, I could change this up a little bit, right? I could change this up a little bit to make things work. So this year, for those that don't know me, and if you're here catching the replay before I make a mess, I am Just So Trish. I am a homeschool mom of 6 kids. And this is, I think, my 10th year of homeschooling. Yeah, my 10th year of homeschooling them. Well, of homeschooling children. Anyhow, I am an engineer that decided to come home and raise babies and keep having babies. So that suffers from a crazy case of ADHD, whose children also suffer from ADHD, suffer empowered, however you want to take it. We have ADHD. And so some things that should be just normal are just completely impossible, and trying to learn to cope with things and get through things. So that's a little background of me. So every Tuesday we have Mama Chat, and here we just kind of hang out and get to have and spend time together and talk about whatever we end up talking about. Sometimes I have an idea of what we're going to talk about. Sometimes we just figure it out as we go. And now that I figured out that YouTube actually now shows all of the comments as they go live, I feel like I probably don't need to read them off anymore. So I feel like I don't have to read them off. I know, like, when we first started being able to go live on YouTube, you'd have to read them off because they weren't saved. So there you go. Yes. So this year, my kids are, for those that have not been here before, but if you're here, give me a thumbs up. Give me some love with a thumbs up. Or, if you don't like me, give me a thumbs down. I don't care. Anyhow, this year I have an 8th grader, a 7th grader, 8th, 7th, 5th, 3rd, kindergarten, and pre-K. Did I get everybody? Yeah. Everybody. And we are doing, give me a thumbs up in the bottom of the thing. When you give me a thumbs up in the comments, I want the little one down there. Right down there. Because then YouTube says, oh, people like this. That's awesome. Anyways, so this year, trying to do things different. We homeschool in a tiny house that has its troubles. Now we're going to start building a house. And we decided to do classical conversations. And we are just like first year homeschool classical conversation people. And I keep using that, like, don't forget, I'm a first year classical conversations mama. Because not only am I a first year classical conversations mama, I'm in 3 programs. Challenge A, I have kids in foundations and kids in essentials. And I'm directing Challenge A because that just seems so smart. I definitely think I would. I'm still catching my bearings and I'm still catching my feet. And I have 2 of them in the same program. And I'm starting to see like that even has its own issues. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about things I've learned and where I'm going from here. Because we're doing some serious tailoring for Challenge A. And any of you that have been through Challenge A or have been, it's really hard to figure out how to tailor. And I probably should do a whole video of that on its own. I probably will. So anyways, always adjusting. So I want to say hi to you guys. Can you believe we're going to be December 1st at the end of the weekend? I'm like, how are we here already? What is nice is we do our CC day on Tuesday, and it's exhausting. We go from 8 a.m. to 3:30. It's just like, it's rough. I'm almost ready to move that to like 8:30 to like 4 p.m. because it's just like, oh, it's so much work. And it's kind of nice because we're done with our semester. So we have Christmas break here, and then we start back up in spring. So are we still homeschooling? Oh, heck yeah. Because I think seriously, we homeschool about 40 weeks a year, not 36. And so we're using this time to kind of just like tweak and catch up. And I kind of talked about that last week, figuring out like, okay, let's fill holes and get things taken care of. I'm trying not to shop too much because, I do have a little bit like, oh, let's get things going. So some of the things I've come to realize is my 8th grade daughter and my 7th grade son are two different abilities. And here they're doing challenge together. And you see what my daughter can do, and then you look at my son, and you're like, well, why aren't you even trying? And the reality is he's doing great at his development level as a 7th grade boy that's 12 years old. And she is doing what would be normal for a 14-year-old girl. So I'm definitely seeing how having them doing the same thing and expecting the same output, or not even thinking you're expecting the same output, but seeing how their outputs are so different can really kind of mess with you. And we definitely have been talking about the aspect that we won't do challenge next year. And I'm moving. Oh, I don't want to mess that up. I'm sitting down because I've been working, and I don't know, that's not right. Let me see if I can fix this. Forgive me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And just trying to figure out like I almost look like I'm in a chair. I don't know. How do I how do we go from here? And just trying to keep our hearts open, like, you know what? Let's keep our hearts open. Like, could there be an option we'd want to stay? So we've been doing that. We've been doing a lot of heart opening. I've definitely at the point, my younger kids' foundations and essentials, I'm loving it. I've really been so impressed with what they know and helping them out. Impressed with the knowledge. So we're good for that. We're classical conversations, but just trying to figure out how to get my challenge kids to adapt to challenge. So one of the things I've definitely heard, and I'm not really trying to have like a whole classical conversations challenge discussion. So just veer me right if you want to squirrel somewhere else. But we'll take the squirrel moment. My challenge 3 girl is definitely not doing 4 next year. I can definitely see that, and I was definitely like, I like it. It's a good program, but do I really want to continue on? And I don't know if I want to do challenge 4 in any future complex. But I will say, if they want to go to grad school, I feel like challenge 4 is definitely a good thing. It's a good groundbreaking setup. And I'm pretty much like commend you for hitting challenge 3. I think that's awesome. Hey, Miss Cottage, I do want to say hi to you guys. Hey, Cool Mama, and hey, Compass Bros, and Green Gables has made it. Thank you, and Crystal's here. I think if we continue next year, she will just skip challenge B and go to challenge 1. If she goes with that group that's going to be challenge 1 next year in our community, she would be the second oldest one in there. She kind of probably should be in there, So I'm going to have her skip over and go to that. I just feel like it'd be more, not that the work isn't enough here. The work is plenty, but she just needs that kind of more mature crowd. So I've talked to the director, and I know I'm going to start like doing something. Let me finish this because this is messing with me. I talked to the director, and that would be that group, and she's like, oh, no problem. And then for my son, with everything that's going on with him, I really think like we're still, oh, Dawn's listening while she goes to Target. Yay, solo trip to Target. I did not do a solo trip today. See, I'm going to totally squirrel here for a moment. She would do fine with the jump. Thanks. I took my two youngest and my oldest to Tractor Supply, Dollar Tree, and Walmart. By the time we got done with Walmart, I feel like I've been run over by a train with those two. They are dragging their feet and they got the big rubber boots on. Not that it snows here, but that's just what we could find. And I was like, why do I do this to myself? So anyways, solo runs are amazing. I looked at my daughter, I'm like, now do you see why I don't want to take them anymore? I've done 10 years of dragging little children in the store. I don't want to drag little children in the store. I don't mind like one-on-one time. One-on-one time is different, but just trying to get things done is impossible. It's not impossible. It's just that you're gonna pay the price in your energy and your whole 9 yards. So anyways, there's that little run. So we were looking at that. I've been talking to my son. We have a lot of gaps we're filling in, and what we're having a hard time is memorizing. And I knew that going into found challenge or classical conversations, I knew one of the things we really need to work on is learning to memorize. And my daughter, the whole premise of CC is you go to foundations and you put pegs in, is what they call it. Hey, born to book. And you put pegs in. And you're just like, I have these pegs in Latin. Do I know how they work? No, but I just have memorized these bits. Have I memorized these bits of history? And I memorize. And then later on, as you move up, you start connecting those pegs. My daughter reading books has got a lot of pegs in. Not solid pegs, not the same pegs as CC, but definitely some pegs in. My son, on the other hand, the pegs he has is not matching conversation. And so we're like, oh, we need to be doing some peg work. And in fact, I kind of wish I wouldn't have put him in Challenge A this year, and I would have put him in Foundations and Essentials. Live and learn. Live and learn. That's what, that's where it goes on. And what are you doing here? I'm doing a live show. Okay. He's supposed to be building Legos. So, hold on a second. Sorry there, buddy, but this is Mama Chat. So, you got to go. So I kind of noticed that. And what we've kind of run into is that even in the Latin, the pegs have not been sticking. And I've been doing the practice, and I've talked about this so many times in old videos. Copy work. You want them to memorize it? Copy work. Copy work's where it's at. And listen, I can put my daughters on some copy work, and they're going to just marinate in that information as they write it, and it just saturates it. My son spent hours and hours and hours and hours a week copy working nouns, Latin noun declension, and the vocab. Just the first declension. I'm not talking big stuff here. I'm talking first declensions, I can't even do them all. Those. And when it came to assessment, he didn't know it. He spent hours copying this stuff. He didn't know it. Now, I've also talked in other videos, and maybe I might get back up there and I will tag those videos later on for you. But we've talked about the way he holds a pen like this, and he writes like this. So it's kind of like this. Can you see that? He writes like that. So everybody's pens are pointed back, and his is pinned like this, and he writes like that. I don't know how his hand doesn't hurt. That's how he writes. And what I've learned, it actually has a name, dysgraphia. So I was in a meeting and I'm like, okay, so I'm talking as a director. I'm with other directors. So I have another the Challenge B director, and I have my SR, my AR, and we're all sitting around. I said, we need a little time to pour into me right now. Do we just need to pour into me just a little bit here? Because I'm having problems and I need help. And as we're discussing, it occurred to me. So the whole idea is when you're handwriting copy work out, either you are copy working and you're learning to get those motions. And once you get the motions, of handwriting without thinking so hard to handwrite, or you have handwriting down, and as you copy, your brain marinates on what you're copying. So you're getting this like great benefit. Sometimes you're a little bit of both. But if you're so much effort mentally copying that work, there's no room to think about what you're copying. And I'd been giving my son copy work without realizing his dysgraphia was sucking the processing energy out of that work. And so he was getting no marinating. And I was like, oh, here I've been thinking I was doing great timing because I'm like, here we go. And they're like, so I'm talking, I'm like, so what do I do? And they're like, songs, find songs, and file folder games, put the pieces, make it manipulative, just do that. So I'm like, okay, that's what we're going to do. So this was Monday. My meeting was just Monday, and today's Wednesday. So I'm kind of like, okay, I'm going to show you some of the stuff I've done, and I'll tell you where I found everything. Okay, so, and let's see if I don't knock anything over. I'm going to knock something over. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how we've adjusted for him, especially doing challenge. But you can do this with anybody. You can do this with any child. Crystal says, my one son uses a special edition communication device that has computer capabilities to help him with writing things out. He has fine motor. Okay, awesome. Try using computers with mice and touchscreen. Well, and he can type and all of that, and he's comfortable writing. It's just I can't use the writing as the method of copying. Auditory and in motion while listening was a sin for my kids. Okay, so number one, doing maps. And also, especially after talking and Erica coming in last week and some of the discussion we had with it, I asked him, I said, we can figure it out at the end of the semester, but what do you think about just doing Challenge A over again? This was definitely a learning curve. Give it another round. There's plenty he can still soak up that's still left there to soak up, and then help build those self-discipline aspects. And then, there'll be a nice little gap between him and Katie. And he's like, actually, that sounds good. And for him, the idea of doing that just took some pressure off of him. Like, he gets a second year to catch it all. And I've actually noticed he has been able. Hey, Sodbuster, how are you? I've been loving your pictures on Facebook. Just saying. I'm so glad you're here. I was thinking about calling you. Okay, I was going to call you the other day. So anyways, he just kind of was like, oh, the burden's kind of off my shoulders. Okay, cool. All right, so number one, I'm not asking my children in Challenge A to freehand anything anymore. We don't have time to, we haven't put the time in drawing maps and we're not drawing people. We're getting there. Oh my goodness, we're getting there like crazy. And I've been trying to promote that more in my house with stencils, and I've got some other stuff, but we're tracing. So I was like trying to get some more tracing paper. We're out of tracing paper. And some friends of mine had stepped over and they're like, no, go to Sam's. All right, so I wanted to show you this. Can you see that? Dry wax paper, heavyweight dry wax paper. 500. So I bought 1,000 sheets because it was a 2-pack. 1,000 sheets for like under $9. Like seriously, under $9. And then this is the size, and I will show you. let me pull a map out here so you can see how, but can you see it? I think you can see it. You can see that you can see through it just fine. Like you can see through it really well. And I'll show you some maps that were drawn from it. Okay. So, like here is one. Isn't that nice? And listen, colored pencils goes a long way. So there's one. Here's another one. Here's one I did. This is Canada. Isn't that nice? I mean, they look so pretty. I'm a little bit like, Mom's gonna keep these in a special place for now, so I can put them somewhere. I'm like, I love them. They look so good. And what I've done is I'm just asking my kids to learn, where the countries are. So for my challenge A children, I'm just like, learn the countries, trace it, learn the countries. I got the wax paper. I don't even know where I just put that box. I got the wax paper at Sam's. So Sam's, Costco, 2-box. It's dry wax sheets, wax paper sheets. Or no wax paper. No, it's called dry wax paper. And really nice. The Sharpies can write all over them. It doesn't bleed through. Just phenomenal. Okay. And so I'm working, and I'm doing this also with my foundations kids. So at this moment, I have all of these. So I have all of my maps. I've laminated them just to help take them through. And I've just laminated the maps. I laminated all of them, and then I've laminated the black lines. So these maps I got on CC Connect from the user KLECKRONE. This is part of the flip books. So these are, here, let me put that right up there. See it? Okay. These are the flip books. And I print the flip book pages, the maps, in full size. So at first I was keeping them on the bulletin board. Now I just keep them in the binder so they trace them. So while we're in break, they're just going through the flip books, or not the flip books, they're going through here and redrawing maps because we're kind of a little behind on some map drawing. Oh, okay, back, kind of just to go back to school. Have fun, get that work done. I know I kicked mine out. Okay, so I did that. I have a black binder, but you know, I should be like a little bit more prepared, right? Oh, it's back here. I got a hot mess back there. I keep like trying to keep it organized, and I keep ending up with more stuff in the house. In fact, I'm having a hard time because I need to decorate, and there's just so much stuff in the house, and it's such a little house. I'm not in the mood to decorate, to be honest. And I'm just like, I know I'd get in the mood to decorate if I take some more stuff out of the house. So I'm trying to like take more stuff out of the house. I'm not doing a very good job. All right, this is also what I use. This is my challenge A for my kids. And what I have here is, this is a half-acre woods. So it has the countries, but I also went through, like here's Europe. So like here's Europe, and then I took and photocopied the challenge, you know, the back where it gives you the thing, and I just put the numbers in for them. Sometimes we go through the cartography book, but you know, it's just pushing it a little bit for them. So we're tracing, and maybe it'll be different later on, but we're tracing, and I keep theirs in here. I might just end up laminating them so I can put them in my yellow folder. I don't know yet. So that was where we went with Latin, the Latin, cartography, geography, and using that way. So really good. That's awesome resources. All right. Next up, we're talking, if you have the opportunity and you've never done CC and you don't have younger children and you're going to go right in, if you can, go and do essentials in a foundation year. If it's not too old and you can get away, if you're 7th grade, do foundations in a challenge year. Hi, buddy. You're back. He's all being so quiet. I would do it. We are definitely playing some makeup time here. Definitely some makeup time. So we are needing to learn essential charts. I honestly now believe essential charts are essential. And thankfully, I have a child in essentials. And so one of the things we've come to realize as we're working in Lost Tools, one day my son's going to probably come back and watch this video. And he's like, Mom, could we have no like the secrets? Not telling them all out, but we definitely, with the delayed in reading, some of the formation and dressing up is just too much at once. It's Lost Tools of writing for him is drinking out of the fire hose. It is too much. And so we've kind of scaled back. And then the idea of like, oh, we're going to go hit Lost Tools again next year. It'll be fine. We're spending some time in IEW and we're doing some Lost Tools. And I'm so thankful because my dear friend, who's also the Essentials instructor, has put all of her music on Slack because we use Slack to communicate in the group. And I have not had a good way to figure this out because one of the things I'm running into, I'm understanding now why the songs are so important. This is like a CC rant. I am so sorry if this is not what you're here for, but just stick with it. We'll probably go somewhere else in a little bit. But the songs are just so important. Well, my phone is out of date. Absolutely out of date. I can't put Evernote on it. I can't put the Weight Watcher app on it. I can't. They've updated apps. My phone's out of date. I can't put it on. So I am having a problem. I can't also put the CC app on here to play the music. But what I have found, and I haven't figured out how to put the CC music on it yet because it's like copyright, so you can't get it off the CD and put it into an audio file. I think if I did iTunes, but I don't know how the iTunes works. I don't have iTunes, but I have, and I don't want to YouTube. I want to be able to load it on. And I was thinking I don't know how to get the foundations work. So yeah, I'm a little bit stuck on the foundations work. I don't know how to get the foundations work so I can listen to it without listening to YouTube all the time. And I don't want to listen to YouTube all the time. I just want the audio because we play through the speaker all the time. And I just got one of the little tiny speakers from Walmart for Black Friday so we can listen to more stuff. Okay, I have to go there. Okay, play music. I know, can you see that? So see that one, play music? There's my good looking husband. Isn't he so good looking? I know, I'm gonna have to show you a picture of him. This was years ago and I found it. I was like, ooh, I'll show it you. I'll show him off. Look at that guy. So good looking. Anyways, sorry. Squirrel. Yeah, still in love with him. Drive me crazy. Still in love with him. Portable CD player. Could a portable player work? I'm ADHD with 6 kids. I don't keep track of things too well. I am one of those that kind of likes this because I can keep track of everything. But what I was able to do, I was able to pull the songs off of, I was able to pull songs off of our Slack and I could put them in. So like, she's going to kill me.
8 parts of speech. 8 parts of speech. Woo! 8 parts of speech. 8 parts of speech.
She's going to shoot me for that. But I was able to pull all of our essential songs. So that works out really great because I'm like, listen to your essential songs. And I was trying to use Evernote because Evernote would be a great way to be like, here's what you need to do. Here's the songs you need to listen to because you can insert the audio. But you can easily upload MP3s to iTunes, then play on any device. I can't figure out how iTunes is not working on my computer and then it like runs like it's got a bug. Maybe I need to do an update on my computer and then load it in there. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't figured that part out because it's just like makes me crazy. And I don't want to have like a ton of different things going at all. But I don't know. I haven't figured out. And I'm a Samsung girl. No, I'm not an iTunes girl. I probably need to become an Apple person. Darcy, you made it here. Yay. So anyways, back onto essentials. So one of the things I've been doing, so we've been going through like the checklist. I've been photocopying because I told you I'm like a little bit all over. Okay. I had to buy a second one because my daughter's writing in the first one. We'll never do that again, but I just didn't spend the time to double check, if that makes sense. I didn't double check it. But it says right here. I love Trello for homeschooling. I'm gonna have to look that up. I've heard about it because I was talking to like one of the state 4-H people, and they're like, Trello is the bomb, and I'm like, I don't know Trello. I'm gonna have to check it out. But see, right, is there for home use? You can photocopy it for children. Yeah. So in the future, I'm gonna let my daughter finish ruining the other book. In the future, I'm just gonna photocopy like next year. When they do essentials, I'm just going to take and photocopy the lessons, and they go with their little pack. They don't go with the book. They just go with their little pack. Yeah, see, I know, like that would make sense. I could just use like a DVD player and I could just make that work. It's too much effort. I need it easy. I need it easier because 6 kids and effort here, effort there, the little tiny efforts just become too much. So I went ahead, I had to buy a second book because I'm having him go through all the IEW work. All right, so the part I was getting to, I was told by my people is that I could do and like cut up the pieces and make them put the A through chart A and all the charts together for essentials. I am too lazy for that, so I did it this way. Okay, how in the world did I get this? And look, I have all the little pieces right here. I'm going to have to do it where I'm going to have to do the pieces out. So what I did was actually oranges and sunshine. So anybody that's in CC Connect, you know how they have getting ready for Memory Masters and they have the little book together and they used oranges and sunshine's little things she put together. That's really cool. Go find her. She put together an essentials notebook, which are really just the files of the CC files inserted in there. But what I like about it is it's already PDF'd. I don't have to go photocopy out of the essentials book. I can just use this. And I printed this poster print 2x1, so 2 pages. Now I had to do a little piecing together right here because it was cut in the middle. And then I just printed out the second part. I laminated this page, put them together. Because now realizing I can't be asking him to do so much handwriting. He's in here. So I've done that, and I've been slowly working. These were actually, don't you love these folders? These folders are awesome because I didn't even realize you're in here, and I'm here talking about you. Hey, would you tell them, though, how we talked about when I finally asked you about with the dysgraphia? Because, you know, we talked to them about the dysgraphia, about holding the pencil and stuff. So when you were doing copy work, come here, come talk. He knew I was going to invite him. Okay. So let's talk with them. All right, you got to get in there. Get close. Don't we look alike? We so look alike. Anyways, so, okay. When we talked, and we talked about when I was giving you copy work. And so, no. Like when I was just like asking you to write the Latin workout and all of them. Well, yeah. Show them how you hold that pen. No, you got to back up a little bit. Not like that. I don't know how he did. Anyways, so, and I was giving you the copy work to try and get you to remember it. Were you able to think about?
I was doing it and finding myself. So, like, think about yourself on a roller coaster and you faint out, but you're still on the roller coaster.
So you're saying you're blacking out during copy work?
Yeah.
Are you still writing?
Yeah.
But you're not even thinking about it?
Yeah.
So that could be somewhere between a balance of ADHD And that could be a balance of, oh, let's plug in my computer. I think I've somehow done that. Somehow between ADHD and, can you get that? Okay. Okay. ADHD and handwriting, you know, with the fact of, and did you find like sometimes you were kind of spending more time thinking about forming the letters?
I was making sure my letters looked right instead of making sure they're in order.
Or, you know, like, so then we sat there and we realized like, oh, that's a problem. You know, oh, we didn't do that. So how did you find doing the chart today? I haven't talked to him yet about this.
The chart.
Like doing this chart today.
Hard.
Hard? Did you listen to the songs at all?
No.
Oh, wait, no, you did the Latin chart.
No, the Latin chart, yeah.
The Latin chart. He hasn't done this chart yet.
The Latin chart was
Hard.
confusing.
It's supposed to be. So he has.
It felt like I was missing a few of them.
Oh, go give me your notebook. Go give me your Latin notebook. Oh, put that down so it doesn't cut anybody's toes off. So I've been making file folder games, file folder charts. And see, I have this one too. So this is like chart B. And I've been putting them in pretty folders. So this is actually the Medell that match the homeschool folders. I did that one. All right, so Latin, this year with Latin for him, we're just focusing on memorizing the charts and vocabulary. That's it. That's what we're focusing on. So the next year he can practice on using them. Katie, on the other hand, I just ordered her a workplace book. Okay, so here's Latin A. Bubba had started it, then I stole it from him because I'm like, oh, as you know, I should be doing it. So then I'll show you. And then, see, I'm the one who writes in it. So these run around $12.99. And what's nice is if you buy them on christianbook.com, you get free shipping on them. I went ahead and ordered her one, and I'm going to order her Latin B because when she jumps into Latin 1, Challenge 1, she'll do this the first half of the first semester and Challenge B the second half. So I want her to start working in it now so she can refer to it and it won't be such a big leap. So I ordered her one. He's going to get one next year, but this one's now mine. Okay. So part of the ADHD, and we've been dealing with the ADHD, is keeping things thin. Thin, small, easy. Just no more big folders. How do you feel about big folders?
Suspenseful.
I feel like big folders kind of like, they're so overwhelming to lug. I hate lugging them. I hate opening them. I don't like being in them. How about you?
No. They're so heavy. And
so it kind of shuts down our little ADHD brain there, our executive function. So I'm keeping it kind of light. This one right here. If you see that. This is Latin with Andy. So if you have a Latin with Andy subscription, this is part of the noun declension packet. So go to printables, find it there. Otherwise, you can buy it for $5. And this is like their whole noun charts. Don't do what I did. I have a subscription with Latin with Andy. This is free, and I still bought it for $5 because I didn't realize, like, oh, I own this. But I went ahead and bought it again. But you know what? She does such a fabulous job. I'm happy to give her another $5. So what we do is we have it in a page protector. Here's the top. Here's copywork. So yes, we still have some copywork in there. But I took this chart and I expanded it by printing it 2 by 2. And here is that same chart. And here are all the teeny tiny little pieces from it that I laminated. So when I did it, it didn't quite work out. So I didn't think about the fact I thought I could fit it this way and fit it across. It didn't fit across. So I have to do it this way. So this is first, second, second masculine neutered. And this is masculine feminine, then the I stem for masculine feminine, and then this one's neutered I stem for third. Then we have fourth and then fifth. So it kind of works that way. I tried to find the piece for this to stick it here to have a second one. Oh, it didn't work out. And then I cut all these tiny pieces together. So we didn't get through all of them today, but he worked through some of them. And I reminded him, most of them, and I reminded him to keep this one out so that he'd be able to reference it. You know, because even that's still good. And I need to put the songs. I got to find a really good MP3 for songs. I showed you last week. This is a worksheet I created that I hand drew. So all we're really doing is putting like the rules in from Henley. And then later on we'll highlight. And then I gave him also a dry erase page in here. And that's, oh, and then Latin with Andy. I just have lesson 1 with Latin with Andy. And then I also have these guys I have not laminated. And I found these on CC Connect, but I don't know by who. But those are the Latin vocab for first declensions, yes. So like we've created that. So we kind of moved into more like file folders kind of style. And I'm going to do all the essential charts. And I'm trying to come up with ways to make it that he is moving them. Let me put that back away, because if I don't put it away, I'll never find it later on. I'll get off here and I'll be like, I need a drink. I need to eat. And then I will be a hot mess. I did already learn I need to write like this goes to chart B and put it in there. I have a tendency to make file folder games and never use them, especially with the little guys. I just don't feel like I make them and then I'm just like, where am I using these? I have to say, since we're supposed to be memorizing these charts and doing CC, I feel like, oh, this is instead of handwriting it out, go do this chart until you master it. But I know this sounds crazy, but some of you moms will understand. This is so pretty. But I realized if I made a file folder game or file folder practice out of it, I would make sure we take better care of it and I won't find it so disposable. And I already feel like, oh, that's not very disposable. It's really nice. It's easy to go. I would buy something like this just to make it convenient. And so I'm seeing the value of having a nice file folder versus just a colored one. So realizing that kind of worked in my favor, because, you know, it's keeping that executive function in check, even for me as mom. I did go and hit the Dollar Tree. I went to Dollar Tree today. But see, I just got some more that are just nice designs. You know, they're nothing spectacular. But I know if they're pretty, I'm more apt to make sure that we follow through and I take care of what I made. Because I'm more guilty about destroying what I made than they are. All right. All right, so there's that. Now I forgot where I'm at.
Oh, weren't we like
At
foundations? Oh, so we're trying, you know, so some of the stuff we're trying to do too is build more memory work and trying to do a catch up as we go kind of way. And that darn CD, I bought the audio CD sets. I will promise you, we just started listening to them. I tried. Yeah. I was just like, I don't know what this is. And for some reason, when we play them in the house, it just feels like noise. But we put them in the car.
They feel actually pretty good.
In the car. Because at first you're like, why are we listening to these? This is dumb. We have a hard time getting through the math because for us, the math is kind of dry. But
the math sounds like
it's like somebody just
saying numbers at you.
So we put the audio in and we just went by subject and then we did timeline. Erin, girl, you made it. Oh, you're going to want to go back and listen. I've talked about stuff that we were talking about last week that I've moved on with because you gave me good advice. So we started listening to the timeline songs and I'm like, oh, and we started clicking. I mean, we had kind of a 2-hour drive yesterday that we listened to it. I'm like, okay, things are better. Things are good. And I'm just going, okay, we need to see some of this as we listen to it to help us memorize. And this morning I came across somebody in the challenge group or whatever, talking about the Charlotte Mason memory box. Okay, the Charlotte Mason memory box. And this is pretty much, here's an example of it. And then you have daily, you have even and odd, and then you have the weekdays. Let's see if I can see this. And then you go into 1 through 31. And these are so cool. I bought these at Walmart. Walmart had them for $1.88, and it's 48 of them. And in order to set it up like this, you need 44, 41 cards or something like that. So see, I have extra. And those cards, daily is what you review today, even or odd. So if it's an even or odd day, you put, so once you've got it out of your daily and you're like, okay, I've got this, you review it every other day. And then once you feel like you've mastered that, you move it to a weekday. You put it into some weekday. And once you feel like you've got it there, you move it into 1 through 31 and you kind of fill it in. And then that way, so like today is Wednesday, November 28th. You would go and look at your daily. You would look at your even for 28. You would look at your Wednesday stack, and you would look at your 28 stack. And just spending 10 or 15 minutes to review it. So I'm like, yes, this is what we're going to do. And this is how we can kind of make sure that we're learning what we need to learn. But listen, I've already come to find out I can't have one box and everybody works off one box. That's not going to work. We need 4 boxes. So I went to Walmart. I know I have note cards somewhere, bought a big stash, bought the cards, sat and labeled all of them. And the very first thing I'm doing is kind of getting, I want to say the first semester of cards, but it's not quite the first semester of cards. It's about the first 10 weeks because that's what's printable. I'm not writing these. I have no desire to write these. I don't have time to write these. So I found, let me go make sure I have the name. This can't be it. No, this has to be it. Let me find the person. So what I ended up doing is I found the, oh, where is she? No, no, that was the first one. Okay. So it was, you gotta give me a minute. I'm so sorry. Okay. It's the Harris fam. THEHARRI. I'm going to write this on a card so I can just show you. So I can show it to you. So CC Connect. The Harris fam. Okay, so she has them set up to print double-sided. So that's what it is, the Harris fam. That would be great. My printer is maybe not going to work, so I didn't print them like that. Lots of paper here, but look how stinking cute these are. Oh, they're upside down. So that's the front side of the card, and then this would be the back side of the card. And so they're set up to be printed on an Avery. I think an Avery 5371. So I think business cards. That would be amazing. But I don't have that. I have this. If I would have known that's what I was going to do, I would have done that. But I have this, so I'm cutting them and glue sticking them as we're watching Peter Rabbit. Creating Essence made it. Oh, Crystal uses the same memory box. Yeah. So I'm working through with my kids, and I'm putting the first 10 weeks in because that's the first page. Doris made it. Okay. Crystal says, I use file folders with charts and Evermore. Take it to your seat file for math and other subjects. And we do this for fun. I have a hard time. Oh, it's almost 3 o'clock. My daughter let me know. 1 year ago today, we were eating donuts in a parking lot together. Oh, isn't that funny? I wish we could have done. That's yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm just kind of printing out. I've already put in my little container in here. I've already put in here like all my other pages. And so I'm doing the prepositions. I need to find the history sentences. I really love the history sentences and the timeline. I think she had timeline on there. I haven't done them yet. And I'm just kind of started here. And so anything in the front is just for future work, but then it's the daily. So I know like some of these are instantly going to start getting filed back once we get into them. This is not a long haul container. They were $1.88, which should be because I just spent $8 on it. But I know that they don't really fit. These don't fit in here that well. So this is a work for now kind of deal. And then later on, I'm going to find something better to put them in. But yeah, so, but I mean, they still look cool. I like the way that's printed. I like her font that she uses kind of deal. So I'm trying to find ways to pair it up with music and just, so definitely I'm always adjusting. And that's kind of the big point. I'm always adjusting. You can hang out for as long as you want or you can go. I don't care. Oh, can I see your notebook that I write your assignments in? And then put this one up. Put this one up. Proud of you with what you accomplished this year so far, and your kids keep it up through the toughest times. We keep trying. That's just it. We keep trying. And the more we learn about the executive function, the better. I had it there with your stuff.
No, I had it. I handed it to you.
I don't still have it.
You might have gave it to me.
I think I gave it to you. So we've been working through more things. We definitely, I'm realizing I need to use more tools, keep tools going. So I'm having a hard time, but I'm trying to figure out, I really want Evernote to work. I can't figure out why I can't, thank you, why I can't get Evernote to work all the time. Like on my computer, what I see is one thing, and when I don't see anything on my phone. I can't put it on my phone. And so trying to figure out how to get to work. I'm almost thinking about getting myself an Amazon tablet just because it'd make it easier. And I also like it because I could then have all my audibles and not use my phone.
I would say the Amazon tablet is good for gaming.
Of course. This is the Minecraft junkie. Because I wouldn't mind doing this in do you need the whole Charlotte Mason to do the scripture memory? I'm not doing scripture memory. I'm doing CC work in here for the scripture box, memory box. We're doing CC in here. We're not doing scripture. In fact, this is just the everything memory box. Anything we need to memorize is going in here. It might include the chore list. But, sorry. My kids are not ready yet, but I want to get the scriptures in their heart. You'd be amazed at how much they can memorize. Anything you can find a song to.
No. It says they're not reading yet.
Oh.
Want me to start reading them for you?
I need to make sure I'm really focusing. The glasses work pretty good. Oh, they're not reading yet. They don't need to be reading. If you listen to Charlotte Mason, if you just type in Charlotte Mason scripture box or memory box, you read it.
You can read it to them and memorize it.
And then they'll repeat. Okay, so this has been I can't find a single method for homeschool planning to work for me. It makes me crazy. I really want to use Evernote, but that's not working either. And I kind of have a feeling that if it was Evernote, it's too much in the computer, so it doesn't work. So I've kind of set it up like this. This is so far so good. So this is this is the things. This is my goal list for him. These are things we need to keep in mind. We need to do for the week. Yeah, you gotta see that. And then we're moving into more of a schedule style kind of deal.
I love the Hannah's 100 CDs for scripture memorization. It's scripture into song.
Nice. It's one of our favorite one is Seeds of Worship. Like don't be anxious.
Don't be anxious
about anything, but through prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Okay.
It's best to God, not
request. No, send your request to God, and the peace of mind will transcend all understanding and guide your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus. So they're kind of more rock, like do. Yeah, we can sit there and start dancing to it. They're pretty amazing, and we're not singers, if you didn't notice.
Kind of, but.
So anyways, they're good ones. That's actually Doris, I'd go that way. Let me go see if I can find a quick link for you, and I'll pull that up for you. I'll go here. Let me see, because it's Seeds of Worship. Are phenomenal. You can download those in your Amazon, because that's been actually nice because I can do that, and I have some of those songs, and they have them with different themes also, but I used to teach children's church with them.
Yeah.
We would sing them in.
So, it's more like right now everybody's in there reading off the books, off of their scripture books that they get offline. But when we did like a play thing.
Oh yeah, we would act everything out. So here's a good one. I'll pull it up. It's like Seeds of Courage. Let me hit copy. Okay, here it is. So this is the Seeds of Courage, but it's Seeds of Worship. And I'll move this. I'll put it in the comments too. Seeds of Worship music to memorize scripture. And my older kids enjoyed it too. F link in there because it is an F link. Okay. Good deal. So that's a great one. And so there it is. It's in the now I'm figuring that all out. All right, so I really like that one. I lost where I was going.
Oh wait, weren't we?
What?
We're going off of
Oh. So anyways, I'm still trying to figure out the music way of doing it, because CC doesn't have their CDs on Amazon. If they had their CDs on Amazon, I'd be fine. Or their MP3s on Amazon, I would be golden, because then I could just load it up there. So I'm doing this, and we're going to work our way that way. So like Bubba's and Katie that are doing challenge will have, I'm going to sneeze. I can't. Okay. That's where I was going. So they're doing the memory work. All right. I scrolled out there for a minute. So one of the things I'm setting up and I'm trying to work through, you hear that? That's the sound of executive function being checked in. So, if you watch that video on executive function and ADHD, it talks about having like outside external clocks, external accountability. So we're working on that. And it's even hard for me because I'm like, I came up with a schedule. So one of the hard parts is we'll spend too much time and we're not getting on one thing and we're not getting anywhere. And that can happen with CC. So we're going to work up to the ability to get to 45 minutes, but we can't get to everything at 45 minutes. So we kind of turned it into 30 minutes, and I made this cute little schedule. It's not perfect. I wrote it here because it's probably going to change each week, but this week, this is kind of our schedule. And then I gave him an hour to Minecraft, because if I don't give him time to Minecraft, he will somehow find time to Minecraft when we should be sleeping. Is anybody got that? Anybody else? Anybody? So I realize it's very important to schedule him some Minecraft. So I made this cute little schedule. And of course, we're listening. I actually put an assignment for listening, and I came up with this. But I'm going to tell you, because of my own ADHD, I am not going to do well at all for holding him to this schedule. And we use the Fire tablet. I'll link that down below here in a little bit too. I think, what did we get that one for? Like $50? 60. And so it's
all together it costs $72 plus $6 for mine.
Okay, and so yeah, he has the tablet on there, and it has helped because he can access, what is it that you access on there? He can access
Quizlet, Audible, music, books, Silk browser.
The only part I don't like is it doesn't actually access Google very well. It accesses Amazon really well, and anything Amazon related, not Google. So we run into a lot of problems because we do a lot of Google Drive stuff that we use our Google Chromebooks, and we bounce between two. And I know I really need to get like a third Chromebook because we do teaching textbooks with it on there. All right, so what I did was I took this schedule and I put it in his tablet under alarms. Monday through Friday, there's an alarm that goes off. It's time to do, and it says start Latin, start math, start, the next part, go for a run. And then I actually have one that says play Minecraft. And then another one that says stop playing Minecraft. Stop.
Wait, can I start?
No, not yet. Oh, yeah. Is it your time to play?
Yeah.
Go somewhere else and play. My service is fixing to get slow. So, because this is their time and we're kind of going a little bit over. But same here with one boy with sneaking computer. Even we might be sleeping. That's why we have passwords on computers now, so we reward time. Yeah, I'm gonna start like as punishment taking time. I've actually been talking to one of my girlfriends, and the way that they have this like dollar system. They have a dollar jar or something. And if they've been rude, disrespectful to one another, they either have to take one of their chores or pay them $1. They have this whole, so I'm a little bit trying to learn their system. And I'm like, it's kind of complicated, but I know once you get used to it, it wouldn't be complicated. So I'd have to figure out how to phase it. But they can earn more chores if they haven't been behaving or, whatever. But I need to figure out a way to do that but I realized I caught him on it in the middle of the night, Minecrafting away. Not okay. So now the tablet has to sit in my bedroom at night. I could turn the Wi-Fi off, but I know somebody who's using the Wi-Fi. And so I'm going to just collect devices at night now, and I'm going to make that on there. That's an Amazon Fire, and I know they're on sale right now. I'll pull you up a link. I like it. It's inexpensive. It's super inexpensive to get. They have so many grades of them. And it's really worked out to be a great little tablet. My daughter has a Samsung tablet, and I actually like hers better. And again, I'll put that same link in the comments below. But they can get what they need done on the tablet, and it's linked into my program. You can spend this you can pay a subscription that kind of controls what they have access to, kind of put like a child safety on there, but I haven't done that. So they're all pretty much in my account. So I'm very like, don't you go buying anything. I see everything you do. You can set Wi-Fi times for devices. I haven't figured that part out. And I know there's an app that I can turn Wi-Fi on and off and all of that. I'm going to figure that one out. But I figured what I could do, he wants to be on the Wi-Fi, our tablet. He's that technology kid. My oldest could care less. She has a state-of-the-art, and she doesn't even want to get on it. She's just like, no, thank you. I'm not interested. So I realized I need to give that time for him to create on it and feel that time, so he's not starving that he will disobey. And not that I'm rewarding for disobedience, but I need to be realistic, because as I thought about it, I was like, I was mad last night because I figured it out last night, and he's been so tired and miserable this last month because that's what he's been doing. And I realized that's not far off from some stuff I did. I mean, I didn't have technology or tablets, but I had a Game Boy. I had Nintendo. I was the same kid. So I'm like, I need to make sure he gets his a lot of time. But then I also realized I need to be using, we have Google Family where I can set time limits and shut them off from my phone. Oh, that's cool. I almost got one of those. I'm still not ready for that kind of technology in my house, but I'm getting there. Okay, back on focus. Squirrel. So I also realized I need to be using his tablet more in our homeschool because he wants to use it. So why not? And one of the things we're doing, because copywork doesn't work, doing more manipulative flashcards, but also using Quizlet and making sure we're using the Quizlet on his tablet. So he did his Quizlet today, accessing YouTube. One of the things I like to do, and I tend to do it on the Google Chromebook, is I put together slides on Google and I put links. So all I can do is view the slides, but it's kind of like a page, then click through and they can see all the links for the stuff I have. And I set that up for them. He does his extra math on his tablet. We started, I think he did on the computer, Shepherd's software. If you go to Shepherd's, I'm going to put this in. Shepherd, it's like 2 P's, I think. Yeah. shepherdsoftware.com. If you go to shepherdsoftware.com, geography games. And we're using this for challenge, and I'm going to let all the kids do this, but we go to there, and there's just some really neat little games that you have to locate the place. And it has these fun little ways it keeps scores. And so we're doing it for world geography, and then world geography, Europe. So we're going through and doing the countries that way and just reviewing that. And, with the tracing. And so that puts them back on technology. So one of the things I did also is on here, instead of making a daily list, I hate daily lists. They're just miserable for me. I actually put a weekly list. So this is a little bit loop schedule set up. You can kind of see. So like here for Latin, Quizlet vocab, noun chart. This was going to be Latin with Andy. I didn't finish writing it. So kind of like start here, go down. Start here. Same thing with math, extra math, teaching textbooks. Here's this one, maps, trace, label countries, work on Shepherd. So some of this gives them that kind of revolving part. So kind of putting down for the week on here. And then on the back of this page is any books we're reading out loud, and then any books he's reading. And I don't know, anything I want to record, any test scores I want to record, I'm going to put on the back here. So that gives me kind of 2 pages per week, front and back, that goes in here. So this is just a 2-subject college rule I got from Walmart, I think for $3. They're kind of pricey. But I did go to Dollar Tree, and they have 120. This feels wide roll for $1. So, and they had more colors. So I'm going to do this one for my daughter. So I've been doing this for both of them, but I am hoping to kind of find a consistent. I even put in there like go run. But so I do have to share. I'm just like a long-winded mama chat today. I'm so sorry. But if you're still here, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're still here down there where the thumbs up are like this. And if you don't, hit the subscribe button. If this is like, you're here and you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. All right. So I have to tell you about some of the books, and I will post links for these too. And I haven't written the conclusion. I know, I'm like crawling out from back here because I'm old. That's a great way to twist my arm. Okay. So here's my current book read. Okay. So if you didn't know, I have been like crazy. Just Sarah Mackenzie. Baba, where's the Edge of Extinction book? Yeah, you got it? I know, I have to find this. Sorry. Okay. Set my booty down back here. All right, what else do I have? Where's it at? Oh, here's this one. We're reading this one. And I'm missing Plum. The Plum book. All right, so some of my books are gone. I love watching Long-Winded is fine with me. Thanks, Dora's still here with you. Okay, so going off Sarah Mackenzie's, I don't even know where they all are. I'm missing some of them. We just got done reading Miss Piggle Wiggle, and I should do like a full book on this. Yes, I have her book she wrote from my Christian bookstore. Okay. I have actually Audible been listening to Sarah Mackenzie's, but I did order the book because I want to go back and highlight section. So I'm like, got to get the book. So we just got done reading Mrs. Piggle Wiggle, and I'll put all the links down in the comments or in the description later of what we, our book list that we've been doing. I love this book. Oh my goodness, this book is so funny. This is one of our slow reads. This is about a chapter or two. No, this is about one chapter a week we get through. These are hilarious. This is so fun to read. One of my favorites. Definitely, it's very funny. It's very God-oriented. It's almost like a little story that turns into a devotion at the end. These have been so much fun to read. And this is of Moose and Men. And I'm going to put all these in the comments. Actually, I'll do that one right now. Okay. Because you know me and my ADHD, I will never do it if I don't do it now. So this one's of Moose and Men has been absolutely hilarious. I think at this point he only has 2 books out. Call of the Mild, I think, is the other one. Call of the Mild. But all right, I'm going to put this one in my comments. Book list right now. That's what I'm calling it, our book list right now. So of Moose and Men. There's that link. All right, so that's the one we read. We did just read Miss Piggle Wiggle. I don't have that book. I don't even know where it went. It was so funny though. Oh my goodness. And I don't know if you've ever had the experience with Miss Piggle Wiggle, but it's a ton of little stories about how, children who don't behave. It is so set in the 50s, let me tell you, but it's of great humor. And one of the things I really liked about it is it brings up some old games like Tiddlywinks. And my kids were like, and I'm like, I remember playing Tiddlywinks and Parcheesi, and they're just like, those are real games? I thought those were like made up games. I'm like, no, those are real games. So like I ordered Tiddlywinks and got them. So then I was going off of, I cannot believe they can't find the Edge of Extinction. I think one of those children stole it, snuck off with it. Oh no, here it is. Okay. All right, so Edge of Extinction. This one, oh my goodness. So we just started this one last night. And again, I think I pulled this one from I pulled this one from a Sarah Mackenzie book list. Or no, she talked about it in her Read Aloud revival. And she said, oh, Edge of Our Seats. And she just kind of said it in passing. And I was like, I could use an Edge of Our Seat kind of book just to kind of get into it. So and it's crazy because I ordered this Monday, and I got it yesterday. I ordered this Monday night and got it yesterday. Is that not crazy? And it was just meant to be. So Edge of Extinction is phenomenal. Like, in many ways, I feel like this is going to be a great book. Look at the cover. It's an 8 to 12. There's only 2 books in the series. And it talks about just like this post, I want to call it a post-apocalypse, but it's not. It is literally, they came out with dinosaurs, and 150 years later, all these dinosaurs created a pandemic that killed out the entire population, and they were all sent under bunkers to hopefully be able to come back and, after the pandemic ended. Well, they've been there for 100, they've been there, I think, for 100, no, they've been there 150 years ago, I don't know, or 100 years ago or whatever. They're still in there. And it's this great whatever. Anyway, and then they escape because they have this big, exciting thing to go on. And they find people who actually live topside. And they're starting to kind of maybe realize there was some brainwashing going on, and there might not have been the great intent. I'm not going to lie. I feel like this one they call it like meeting of the Jurassic Park meets it's not Island of the Apes. It's another book or another movie or something. Kind of pairs up with them, but totally kid appropriate. I feel like, oh, this is a good one. We've had some good conversations on this one. And one of the ways that the bunker controlled the population down there was if you didn't do what you were told to do, they would take the tickets from your children's lunch, and your children wouldn't eat lunch if you misbehaved. And this has been bringing up some great conversations, and we read like almost half the book last night. So I don't know if we'll make the week out. I'm going to make them wait for the second one. And then I believe there's a couple other books just like this one, but this one's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Love this book. Okay, so my 7-year-old read Edge of Extinction and loved it. I've ordered the next one for her. I know, it's crazy. Crazy awesome. And I'm going to have all these up in a moment. The Family Under the Bridge is the one that we've got to work on. Is our next one. And I think we did this one because this is another one of Sarah Mackenzie's books for Christmas. And I'm like, well, that would be a good one to get. There's a couple other ones I want to get, and I haven't gotten them yet. The Family Under the Bridge. Pull that one up for you too. And again, I'm fixing to have all of these in the comments. I'm just kind of making one comment with them all. Okay, and then I need to put Sarah Mackenzie's Read Aloud Revival. Let me grab that one too while I'm at it, because just good stuff. Read Aloud Revival. See if I got that one. Okay, let me get that link too. I've really enjoyed it. I mean, now granted, I'm listening to it and I'm going to go back and read it. All right, so I posted all those. So those are the ones. Oh, and I'm reading. Oh, I forgot this one. And I just checked this one out from the library. And it is The Adventures of a South Pole Pig. So we read the first chapter of this one last night. So how it's been kind of working is I just read a chapter typically. This one ended up becoming great bonding time with me and my middle schoolers. I really cannot wait to get back into this either. Phenomenal book. Oh, picture books. And so I've just been trying to do as much as I can, just bringing that reading and like hitting all my age groups for reading. And I really have to say, I love that. I love this one. I love this one because, this one could definitely be all adult. This is a great book, all adult. It's, kind of it's not overly mature, like it's inappropriate, but it's mature. But it's fun. It's still fun. This one definitely is hitting the heart of like that tween age, but yet I'm going to tell you, I had just as much fun reading it, and you could totally get sucked into this book. No problem. But I want to make sure I'm reading a lot of books, and just Mo Williams has got to be like our family love right now. My little guys love Mo Williams, so we're reading Mo Williams, Pig and Gerald, the Pig and Gerald series. We're reading the Pigeon books. We're just adding those in. I'm going to tell you, we have to do Secret Garden for next month for CC for challenge, and we're going to listen to that book. I don't have the desire to read it out loud. They don't have the desire to read it. We're going to listen to it and let somebody who has a desire to read it read it. The other one is keeping picture books. And so listen, absolutely, you know, I love Sarah Mackenzie's mentality on things. I like the way that she is just fantastic. I can't even begin to talk about how fantastic. I just absolutely find her. Oh, here it is. This one is a great little book. I'm sure there's better ones out there or just as good. I don't think this is the begin all end all of a picture book for Christmas, but let me put this in here. It is called A Treasury of Christmas. I'm not even capitalizing anything. And songs. Okay. So what I like though that she did is she talked about, I know I could just like go into the books. She talked about like a test to do for picking a good book. And so I kind of put that to the test. Oh, we're already ruining this book. We've had it 2 days. We're already ruining the book. For finding a good book. And I needed a good picture book. And one of the big parts is the language rich, is the pictures rich. And that's how I picked this book. I picked this one up at Sam's. So I know you can find it there, Costco. I think I bought it for $14. No, I think this might have been $8. It retails $14.99. I think Amazon has a $14.99. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, this is all embossed. Look at that. It's all glowing. So just from the cover, you should know it's going to be good. Oh, I'll see you later, Darcy. I know I'm so long-winded today. My kids have already taken the tracing paper to this book. They've enjoyed this book so much. And it's called A Treasury of Christmas Songs. But I want to show you how rich the pictures are. And it has that nice gloss. So, and it has a lot of stories in it. So it has the first Christmas, hark the angels sing, O Christmas tree, the nutcracker, away in the manger, we wish you a Merry Christmas, the fir tree, jingle bells, deck the halls, the night before Christmas, the first Noel, good King Wenceslas, a letter to Santa, we three kings, O Bethlehem, the 12 days of Christmas, silent night, and O come all ye faithful. So some old good, hymns to it. So it separates between stories and then hymns, and see how gorgeous the pictures are. I just can't, and they're not all in this style, and they change styles. So you're about to see it. So then here's Hark the Angels, Oh Christmas Tree. See, it has that different feel. They're beautiful, aren't they? And this is the Nutcracker. My son, I wasn't sure my son was going to love the Nutcracker. He loved it. The fir tree kind of deal. And aren't these beautiful? And they do. They have they're great. So we've already enjoyed this one. So this book may not make it throughout the whole year because we're going to probably be reading it. But the pictures are gorgeous and the words were good. So it was all good. Okay, so I definitely got to get out of here. Could you pray for me that tonight? I'd really appreciate it. All right, got to go, have appointments, and then a sleep study. Ooh, Doris has a sleep study. Okay. So I do need to go. I hope you appreciate this and find it useful. Me and my chaos, and just forgive me. I'm just trying. I know I haven't put some videos out. I do mean to, but I just tends to not happen. It's been pretty chaotic here. And just pray for me that I can get in the feeling of season, because I just look at all this stuff everywhere and I'm just like not in the mood to bring more stuff in. So I definitely have to get some stuff out of the house to kind of bring in. I think these chairs are some of that. Get some smaller chairs that are comfortable to sit in would be good. Okay, so let me see. I know I missed a bunch. All right. I love watching. Okay. The family read aloud family. Ooh. Would Moose and Men be okay for read aloud for 5 and under? Yes. There's nothing too adultish there. It's just they might not catch all that's going on. Then even from Charlotte Mason website, I have printed out the Narian bookmark cards to help with open-ended questions. Oh, those are so good. Try by the Focus on the Family movie night for kids. They have a teen version. Cool. My 7-year-old loves The Edge of Extinction. Try reading The Giver. There's an audio and a movie. We just did one of her, Louise, book, and she wasn't like really a big fan of that one. We did Number the Stars. That was fantastic. I am loving that you are going over. I joined late. Oh, I'm glad you appreciate that, Rachel. Keep an eye over there. Gotta go. Okay. Gotta get going. Have appointments. Okay. The Secret Garden, narrated by Indira Varma, is brilliant. She does a great job with a Yorkish accent. All right, I'm gonna write that down. On an extra note card, right? And I know that I got. Hey, will y'all look outside and see if there's a delivery truck? Delivery truck. Okay. I did already pick up, like, they had a Secret Garden, and that's what I like about Audible. You don't have to do the membership. I do the membership because then it keeps me from just being cheap, and I make myself get a good $15, $18 book once a month. But you can get 69-cent, 89-cent, $1.25 audiobooks. So I'm like, there you go. All right, I do have to get off here. Sorry for the hour and a half, Mama Chat. That's to make up for the rest of the week. I haven't done anything. And I'm just going to pray for y'all, and we're going to pray for Doris that her sleep study goes well tonight. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the time you give us to be together. Dear Lord, just be with Doris. I just want to go right off the bat. Be with Doris and help her get through her sleep study tonight. Dear Lord, thank you for the blessings you provide for us. Thank you for letting us share what we do and what we know and what we can do to be together and enjoy this time with one another. Dear Lord, just help this week go as planned and help us be in your will as we go through it. In your son's precious name I pray. Amen. All right, I will talk to y'all next week if I don't get here before. I hope you didn't notice that, like, sometimes I've been just popping up on a live show to share stuff because, well, it's just sometimes easier. And I'm just I want to do a lot, but I kind of have to do with just as easiest at times. My kids go to the hospital next week for seizure studies for, okay, right, I'll put that down. All right, I'm going to get that down, Crystal. You got it. All right, I'm going to talk to y'all later. See you soon. Have a great weekend. We're in December next week. Ah! All right, anyways, I'm going to go make more coffee. Until next time.